Hey everybody, Michael Holman here from Kurt's Clocks, the Atmos repair specialist at www.kurtzclocks.com. Just popping up with this live broadcast for my buddy Paul. I just want to reassure him and show him that I got his clock all back together. This beautiful Atmos 2. Certainly a classic in the Atmos clock world, that's for sure. Beautiful clock. Had a little problem with the dial and causing some damage, and I just want to show him that everything's back together and he can sleep soundly knowing that the clock's back in action and running well. And thought I'd just do a little live stream here and show you that it's running live, and I'll let it sit here for a little bit. And you guys and Paul can check this out. See if there's no way I can share this here. Run for a few minutes. Hey guys, looks like we got a couple people watching our beautiful Atmos 2 here running, and yeah, I'm just get this all put back together for a friend of mine, and I want to reassure him, and I thought I'd do a little experimentation with live stream on YouTube and just take a chance for him to check this out. It's kind of a neat way for people to watch their clocks running at my house, and they put a lot of trust in me when they send me their clocks, and this way I can kind of show them that, hey, yeah, I do have it running here, and maybe get them a little excited as to getting the clock back home on their mantle. So that's what we're doing. Just a nice classic antique clock, and really a special one. Very solid. Had a little trouble with the dial and things falling apart, and had to replace the center wheel. And we got that back in there, and everything's good. And I just want my buddy Paul to see it, and that's what we got going on here. Again, it's Michael Holman at Kurt's Clocks, the Atmos repair specialist. www.kurtzclocks.com. We got quite a few videos coming out here on YouTube, and I appreciate you guys watching them and checking out our material and looking at the website. And we plan to continue to develop this channel for everything Atmos clock, everything Jaeger-LeCoultre Atmos mostly. I like their other stuff too, but I just specialize in the Atmos sector, and that's what I do, and I do it well. So that's what we got going on, and I don't want to get on here and beg for donations too hard, but one of my videos is how to start your Atmos clock, and a lot of folks will call me and they inherited a clock and they aren't sure if it runs or not, and I direct them to that video, how to start your clock, and they don't call me back. So what ends up happening is they see the material that I put out, and now they can make use out of this clock that they thought they were going to have to spend $350 on the overhaul at least, but which is a good price, pretty low price. It's been that price for 25 years. My dad was doing some Atmos work 25 years ago, and it was $350 an overhaul then. But instead of paying that, maybe you could pitch a couple donations. I don't mean to beg for them, but on the website we do accept donations. So if that ends up being your case, where you watch a video and get your clock going, hey, pitch us a couple and just help us keep this development of information going on the Atmos. I know this isn't really the place to talk about it here, but I should have put that on the video itself, how to start your Atmos clock. But why not? What else? So yeah, we're gonna try some other things here with live stream. Probably starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start to show some of the clocks that I have for sale. And I'm not gonna do them as an auction or bidding like eBay. I'm just gonna do it as a first come first serve, and I thought video would be awesome because it gives people a chance to see kind of more dynamics than just a still photo, and I can highlight some of the case wear on the clocks and things, and you can also be sure that it's running and know that you can trust a little more. Doing business over the internet requires a lot of trust, and that's kind of why eBay does that review and user rating type system, is so that it gets people a little more comfortable purchasing through the internet or sending money and sending clocks and whatnot. So yeah, I do have a very good Google review rating, and want to keep it that way, and that's kind of what it takes. But this will help too. This will really supplement that with video of clocks. Atmos, baby, we love them. So that's what we got going on here. Again, it's Michael Holman, Kurt's Clocks. Yeah, just watching this beautiful Atmos 2 for my buddy Paul, so he can sleep well knowing that we got his clock back together. And this clock, just kind of popping in and out here, but I'm back. This one is, what we would refer to as caliber 519. And this one's an Atmos 2, which is kind of the early model of 519. There are some differences. As you can see, it has a different dial. It does have that different balance as well. It doesn't have those bullet hole balances. This one has the stripes on it. And then look at the movement. It has the etched description, and it even has a serial number on the movement. And these are the old ones that had mercury bellows. And then the slow fast regulation is this kind of different rotation setup, but essentially it operates the same. It's just raising and lowering your regulator clamp and lengthening or shortening your wire. But these are how their Arabic numerals used to be, which are just gorgeous. I think that these are really awesome. They have kind of a calligraphy look to them. And I really like Atmos 2s. 519s are the most solid Atmos, because they really had a lot of material and a lot of weight. They're a lot heavier, a lot of material put into them during the 50s, when manufacturing was, they weren't skimping on any materials during that time period for anything. I mean, the vehicles, the clocks, everything was like that. And as they progress, you can see how they kind of start to kind of evolve and strip material and create the Atmos with less, which is normal. That's what ends up happening as companies age, and no knocking their new stuff. It's great too, but I really love the old school 519s. They are my fave. Yeah, and I just love those blued steel screws and the way that they contrast and they really look well. One drawback on the old 519s is that you need to be very careful when lifting this lid. It's, I don't have the bellow on right now. That's sitting here, my drum cover. But when it's on, you have a very tight fit. And you'd rather err to the back of, you're going to rub the case against something. And you'd rather err to the back, and you end up rubbing the back of your bellow drum a little bit. See how it has these scuffs? That's just typical 519 wear, and that's what happens over time is you lift off this lid, and you'd rather scuff the back than to catch that minute hand. If you lift off this case and you catch that minute hand, it's going to snap, and it's going to snap the center wheel. And often people will email me and say, hey, my hand fell off. What do I do? How do I put it back on? And I say, well, I don't think your hand just fell off. First of all, do you have a lift-off lid? Yeah, yep, I got a 528.6 with the lift-off cover. Yeah, your hand, it didn't fall off, and if you look in that hand, you'll see the pin is still in there from that center wheel pivot, and that's just a kind of a design flaw. It's not really a flaw, but that's why they got rid of the lift-off covers like that, is because it was common to catch that with the tight-fitting lid, and you catch that minute hand and boop, snap it off. So, yeah, that's just one thing to be aware of with the old 519s or 528.6s. They also have the lift-offs, but other than that, they're just solid. They're beautiful. They really run, and they are just exquisite clocks. And they're, this is 50, this is 60-year-old clock, and they're gonna have wear. So when you find them with this little bit of wear, and scratches and case blemishes, and honestly, that's really good. That's really good condition for such an old antique. And after a service and after some TLC at Kurt's Clocks, this thing is gonna run for a long time, and this heirloom is gonna be within a family for a long time, and that's what makes Atmos clocks special. So, just things to consider. I don't want to, sound like too much of a salesman here, and just let you guys enjoy, the Atmos clocks, and we'll keep them going. The 21st century is going to have Atmos clocks, and if I have anything to do with it, the 22nd century will too. So let's keep that going and keep this timeless, just amazing instrument, relevant in a very battery operated and throwaway world. We do need to have some quality manufactured items in our lives rather than so much mass produced kind of disposable stuff that we have. So that's why it's worth keeping your Atmos clocks going. And trust me, you have one of these on your mantle and you have company over for dinner or in your office sitting there, this is the first thing that they notice, and they're going to walk up and look at it and go, whoa, cool, what's this thing, and then you tell them that it runs on temperature change and they're, whoa, man, that's awesome. Wow, how come I never heard about this? And you want you might want to put a sign there, please don't handle, because sometimes people want to pick it up, and that's a no-no. So you never pick it up without locking the balance, but you guys know that. I don't need to sound like a broken record. But anyway, take care, and I hope you enjoy our content and our services and what we're doing. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.